العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى أهل بيته الغر الميامين المنتجبين صلوات اللهم صل على محمد. First and foremost is to thank Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala for giving me this amazing opportunity to visit this great institution, Selm Academy. I heard a lot about this institution from friends, even back home in the UK. Some of the friends who visited Toronto would tell me about this academy. And so it's an amazing opportunity for me to come and see it and have an interaction with the founders of this great institution, Dr. Ali and his beloved wife, Zainab, and to get to know what's their vision, what do they want to achieve. And so I thought it's important I also interact with some of the teachers and some of the parents and share one or two wisdoms from the teachings of the Holy Quran and our beloved prophets and Ahlul Bayt. Whether we are teachers or we are parents or we are even students, we are one way or the other privy to the challenges that we are all faced in this day and age. Most especially the challenges our sons and daughters are faced with. The world we live in wants chunk of our children for its own interests. And of course, we have our values as Muslims, and not just as Muslims, but as lovers and the followers of Ahlul Bayt that we want to instill in our children. So what I seek to do, inshallah, is to provide some practical tips on what is it that we can all do as parents and teachers collectively, and even as children, to ensure that the main aim and objective of this great institution is achieved. It has to be a collaboration between the home and the school and the children. Without this collaboration, we will not be able to achieve what we want. So the way I seek to do it, number one, I will look at what is it that Ahlul Bayt expect from us in this day and age. And number two, what do we do to ensure that whatever Ahlul Bayt expect from us, we are achieving them or we are on our way towards achieving them. And then inshallah, we'll recite a few lines of the Messiah of Ahlul Bayt because we are in these days and nights of the Ayyam of Imam al-Hussein and Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam. There's one thing Ahlul Bayt expect from us, and you all know it, is to actively await for the reappearance of the 12th Imam. أفضل أعمال أمتي انتظار الفرج. The best of all these, during these days and night of major occultation, is to prepare actively for the appearance of our beloved. I personally believe, after going through what the institution is all about, I think that is the line they are really toying on, to try to prepare for the coming of Imam. Because at the end of the day, Imam is not coming not only for us Muslims or Shias. Imam is coming for the world. He's coming for absolute social justice. He's coming to give hope for the hopeless. And so all of us have contributions to make when it comes to this absolute global justice, where everyone lives in peace and comfortable. So that's into that. Now, personally, as a parent, one of the best ways to prepare for the coming of Imam is to make sure you build a good child. Seriously. Whatever you achieve in life, whatever, you can think of anything. If you are unable to build a good child, you are a failure. You can be the most learned across the globe. You can be the famous person across the globe. You can be the richest, the wealthiest across the globe. Wallahi. And this is not just Islamic. If you are unable to leave behind a good child, a good successor, then you have achieved nothing. That is why the Holy Prophet mentions, when Allah desires good for his servant, he shows that servant in the life of that servant that when you leave, things will be good by looking at your children. This doesn't come easy. This requires mammoth task. And you know, Sayyid Sajidin also mentions, you know very well, in Risalat al-Huquq, when he discusses the rights of our children over us. He said, you should know the right of your children is that they are from you and they are your extension in the goodness of this world and in the evilness of this world. بِخَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ. In other words, if I build this child to be good, it's my extension. And if for whatever reason I relax, I do not play my part, and the child, na'udhu billah, may God forbid, becomes something else, it's still my extension. And you know, philosophers, when they examine human being, they say each human being is of two dimensions to his life. You have physical dimension, you have extended dimension, or recognized dimension, they call. Your physical dimension is the number of years you spend in this world. 50 years, 100 years. It's good, but it's not that important. It's prerequisite to what is important. The number of years I, as a parent or as a teacher, spend in this world, it's okay. It's prerequisite to what I'm expected to achieve. Most important aspect is extended dimension, we call. What's the extended dimension? It's okay, these 50 years given to me by Allah, what have I achieved out of it? You've been in this world in Toronto for 20 years, what have you achieved? That's the question. And the best form of what one can achieve, even from the philosophical perspective, is to have a good child. Knowledge is an extended extension. Wealth is an extended extension. Fame is an extended extension. But the highest form of extended extension of my existence is to have a good child. Wallah. And again, this doesn't come cheap. This requires a lot of work. And I'll come to the practical tips. The Holy Prophet tells us again, you know, in a famous tradition, when a person departs from this world, nothing helps that person in his life or barakah, save one of the three. One of them is sadaqatun jariyah, you know very well. Running charity. What's running charity? You help build a mosque. You help build a school. Like those of you who started this school. It's sadaqatun jariyah. Once you know more in this world, it's going to benefit you. I know beginning is not easy. As teachers, you must sacrifice. As founders, they have to sacrifice. Beginning is not just about the money. I remember I met Dr. Ali some years ago when I came here and was telling me really this is his idea he wants to start. I didn't even know they started in the basement of their house with 5 children, with their daughter and few others. So sadaqatun jariyah helps you. You as a teacher, you come, you sacrifice. Here and there. You give more time is sadaqatun jariyah. And our ilmun yuntafa'u bih. Knowledge you have and you share that knowledge. Because I believe in an institution like this, the knowledge you give is different from the other institutions. Because here you're preparing something that will make Imam of your time happy. So the ilm you give here is solid ilm. Ilmun yuntafa'u bih. Tomorrow these children, when they graduate and they go to universities or they become professionals, with that religious Islamic Shi'i identity, you will be the first person to be proud. Because the main challenge we face today is that we have a lot of academics, we have a lot of professionals, but when they go to their professions, wallah, most of them are not proud of being Muslims, let alone proud of being Shias. We've got in our community so many professionals, but when they go to their professions, they don't want to be known as Shia. They don't want to be known even as Muslims. So what you are doing here, you're doing ilmun yuntafa'u bih. You're giving the knowledge, then tomorrow you become proud of it. And then the third one, awwaladun salih. You leave behind a good child. When you are no more, the child prays for you. So these are some of the importance of having a good child. Now, what do I do? What are my rules to make sure I have a good child? Remember beginning I mentioned, you need a home, you need the school, and of course the focus is the child. So the child is between the home and the school. When there's no collaboration between home and the school, forget it. When the school puts a lot of effort and home fails to put that effort, may God forbid, the work of the school will be in vain. Likewise, when the home puts the effort and then the school, may God forbid, doesn't put that necessary effort, the work will be in vain. There must be a very strong collaboration. I'm a governor of a school in the UK for the past 9 years. And I know the pain of lack of collaboration between the home and the school. And I'll give examples of collaboration, lack of collaboration. When the school invites parents, they don't come. A serious lack of collaboration. And it can affect the progress of the child. Come for a meeting. You want to discuss about your child. You don't come. What's happening? You telling the child this is not important. Indirectly. You're telling me to go to school, but my school is calling you and you are not coming. That's one. Number two, way of showing lack of collaboration. When they come back home, when you pick them from school, you don't ask them, what happened today? What did you learn? What happened? Some parents, they just take them, how are you? Are you okay? Are you fine? That's it. The moment you pick them up, of course you hug them, you kiss them, whatever. What did you learn today? How was everything? And even if you calm down to pick them, greet the teacher, show appreciation, let the child see that in them. But if you do not ask the child, it means that there's no lack of collaboration. There's lack of collaboration there. That's number two. Number three is to blame the school just for the sake of blaming in front of your children. Of course, if the school need to blame, has to be blamed. But I know there are some, they just blame for the sake of blaming. Once you blame where your child studies in front of the child will not take that institution seriously. Or you blame the teacher in front of that child, then the child will not take it seriously. This is also a sign of lack of collaboration. Another sign of lack of collaboration is when the child needs something for his or her school. When the child is being asked to buy a certain book, for example, or no, there is an academic trip, for example, and the parent don't show any necessary support for that. They just complain, the school is too much, the school is asking too much. This is too much, man, we can't do. What you're doing, you are discouraging the child. Because you see, I've done psychology, and this is also from the psychological perspective. You are discouraging the child. And you are feeding the child with negative energy instead of feeding your child with positive energy. You may not have the money. Okay, don't worry. We'll find a way. Everything will be okay, inshallah. That's very, very important. So these are some of the signs of lack of collaboration I see in some of the parents. Now, what do we do practically as parents, as teachers, to make sure we are really heading towards the right direction? Number one, make sure you appreciate the aims and objectives of the school your children are going. Many parents, you ask them, what's the aim of the school? What's the objective? They're not sure. You need to know. I go to Selm. What's the aim? What's the objective? What's their mission? As a teacher, of course, I don't need to overemphasize on this. I need to know the mission of the school I'm teaching. Because if I do not appreciate the aim of the school, then I'm just doing it for money. And anyone who does this just for money, the person will not be able to benefit. Oh, we need the money, I agree. But if I'm doing it just for that money, not for the passion of it, not for the understanding of it, it doesn't work out. So therefore, as parents, as teachers, I need to know what are the objectives of the school, what are the aims of the school, and I need to remind myself now and then, these are the objectives and these are the aims of the school. That's number one. Practical tip. Please don't forget this. This is very important. I know you are doing it because I've spoken with Abbas and Fatima. MashaAllah, they love the school. All of you, MashaAllah, you love the school. Zuli, just now we spoke, and your son is coming, MashaAllah. So make sure you refresh your mind now and then when it comes to the aims and objectives of the school. That's number one. Number two, I don't have to say this, but I need to say it because it's crucial. Punctuality. What do I mean by punctuality? Not just being absent, but to be there on time. It helps a lot. It has a spiritual, philosophical connotation. You come in good time. So the child is relaxed before things start. Not like the child is coming and rushing to the class. It doesn't help a child. It doesn't help absorption. It doesn't help with concentration. So you need to make sure 10 minutes before, 20 minutes before, the child is there. Unless, of course, some odd days beyond your control, you don't have a good night or whatever. That's something different. But normally, the conduct of a person is judged when it comes to the timing of a person. The person may be the best, but if you are not good with timing, the right people will look at you from far distance. Okay, no problem. Oh, we'll keep quiet, but it's okay. This person I cannot recommend for some serious stuff because there's no discipline. So punctuality is of great importance. That's number two. Number three rule we have as parents, of course, and teachers, is to make sure our children are always presentable. Kids are kids. They go out clean. By the time they come, it's there. Don't worry, these are children. But make sure every morning they leave home, they look presentable. Because that itself brings a good energy. Well, it refreshes them. They smell good. It helps them. Clothes is well organized. It's of great importance. It's also our duty to make sure that happens. Number 4 role we play, I will come to the serious ones, is that sit with them, help them with their work. I know parents are doing it, but help them with their work. Sit them, look at the books. Go through the books. Sometimes the school wants you to help your children. School is to provide you with the general guidelines. The work is done in the house. So therefore, sit with them, help them with their work. Go through the work with them. Then you'll be making the work of the teacher easily. If for whatever reason, you find your child is not understanding things, or your child is not happy, because children are children, call the class teacher. Build a relationship with the class teacher. The first person to build a relationship with is the class teacher. The principal deputy are the last shield you have if things don't go well. Under normal circumstances, I'm telling you as a parent, you need to build a solid relationship with the class teacher, even give gifts to class teachers. You're not bribing them. You're just appreciating them. Shahr Ramadan comes, birthday of the class teacher. You just appreciating them. Like Shakartum Lazidannakum, you know. Lazidannakum simply means what? The more you appreciate the teachers, the more they give more energy. But of course, as a teacher, if somebody doesn't appreciate you also, you don't segregate between the children. But it goes a long way, actually. It goes a long way. So, things are not going well. It is my duty as parents. Pick up the phone, call the teacher. So, can I speak to you? Can we speak on the phone, or can I come and see you, for example? Or may God forbid, if the teacher is not taking it seriously, that's the time you go to the Zainab. And then later on, if it doesn't work out, which inshallah will work, you go to Dr. Ali. But inshallah, Zainab, I know she'll be able to smash everything, inshallah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, after taking me through the whole school, I think Zainab is solid. She understands the school very well, and that's what we need. So call them, speak to them, and then inshallah. But the most important role we have as parents, even teachers, is to portray the best of all akhlaq. Your akhlaq as a teacher or as parents cannot contradict the akhlaq instilled in your children in the school. School is teaching them this. You are helping them, of course, to achieve it. But your life, the akhlaq is completely opposite. You will chew your finger one day. Because you're not achieving it. You are not. As a teacher or as a parent, you are leaders. You are leaders. So question, who is a leader? Not every parent is a leader. Not every teacher is a leader. Although, literally, the parent is a leader. Teacher is a leader. Technically, no. You know who is a leader? A leader is someone who influences positively. That's a leader. So if I cannot influence my children or my students or people positively, then I cannot regard myself as a leader. But these children look up to us and their senses are super active. You know better than me, you are teachers. Children that you're teaching here before they go to secondary school, their senses is unbelievably active. So I need to be steps ahead of the game when it comes to my akhlaq. The way I talk, not only to them, to others in front of them. The way I conduct myself, it goes a long way in building our children. Because whatever we do, if there is no proper akhlaq, we will fail. Wallah will fail. And hence, the Holy Prophet said, تَخَلَّقُوا بِأَخْلَاقِ. Behave with the manners of Almighty Allah. Akhlaq is so important. And last but certainly not the least, I know you do as parents and teachers, but I need to mention it again. Seek divine intervention. Dua. Make dua. Pray for it. Don't allow a day to pass. First, I begin with parents. You are praying for your children. Oh, the world is very difficult where we live. It's a very not good world. It's not the way it should be. It's tough for parents and for you teachers, for schools like this. It's not a joke. It's tough. It's not easy. So seek divine intervention, make dua. You're sending them to a good school, you need Allah to help. So after every salah, if you can, make a dua. Pray for your children, pray for the school to succeed. And as a teacher, before every class, seek divine intervention for wisdom. Because you see, you're feeding the children your emotions. What I've understood just now, you're not doing ta'aleem here, you are doing tarbiyat. That's my understanding after she's taking you to everything. Parents, of course, they do ri'ayat, but you are doing tarbiyat, and parents also need to do the tarbiyat with you. Because tarbiyat, you know very well, is to identify the potential of your child and make sure that the child grows achieving that potential. And the highest form of potential is tawheed, love for Allah. That's the highest potential everybody has. So when they say tarbiyah, it means what? This is my son, this is my daughter. They've got this God-given potential. What is it that I do in future? They achieve that potential. So here you are doing tarbiyah. So before you begin any class, it's a quick dua. Or before you begin your day, you're sitting alone, ask Allah. Or from your home, you make dua before you leave. Allah help me to impart the right thing to these children. That's so important. Because if I don't make dua, sometimes may God forbid, may impart wrong stuff. And then that will become a problem in future. So please, in conclusion, we are doing the work of Ahlul Bayt. Ahlul Bayt are teachers. And rest assured, the Imam of our time is happy with you. Struggles will continue to be there. But these struggles will be a real taste for you when you see these children growing. You'll be happy. We've seen elders who, when they see their children, they are so happy. And we see elders, when they see their children, they cry. So you have the chance. And I think this is just one of his kind. I've not seen this type of a school. We have so many schools in the UK. And I've been to Australia. Shias have schools there. About 3-4 schools in Sydney. Yeah. US, they've got a few schools there. UK, they go 2 or 3 in London. But this one, I think, is holistic. Yeah, I think this one is holistic. Because all the classes are too tiny here. And mashallah, they are happy, they put in everybody here. That's really the barakah of it. We pray for you, inshallah. That Allah help you, inshallah. So now, inshallah, we recite a few lines of the Musibah of the Ahlul Bayt.